po ay nanonood ng Kababayan LA, kauna-unahan at kaisa-isang locally produced daily show na tungkol at para sa ating mga Pilipino. Kung pag-uusapan po ang mga kababayan, proud moment for us kababayans all over the world sa pagkakapanalo po ng fourth runner-up, Miss Philippines, Binibining Pilipinas, Miss Venus Raj. Congratulations to you, Venus. Venus was here before she went to Las Vegas to compete in the Miss Universe pageant. We are so proud of you. It's been a while since we had a Miss Universe, but also at the same time, it's been a while since we had a Miss Philippines in the top 5 of the annual competition. So congratulations to you, Venus. You make us all proud. Meanwhile, today on Kababayan LA, pag-usapan po natin immigration. Of course, we all love this topic. We all have questions about it. And so we brought in our experts here on the show once again from Aquino and Lowe Law Firm. Hello, Attorney Richard Lowe. Welcome to the show.
Good afternoon.
And ang ating kababayan compañera, Attorney Allison Aquino. Hello and welcome to Kababayan LA once again.
Hello, Jenna.
So tell us what's happening in the immigration scene. Is it busy still, or are we still waiting for reform? What's happening?
Presently, naturally, reform is still hoped and anticipated, but the big movement as far as immigration is concerned pertains to family-based immigration. The priority dates have been progressing very, very quickly, and so there's still long waits, but they're getting shorter by the minute.
Okay, why is that? Why are there times when it's taking so long, it feels like it's dragging, and then there are times when it's just moving on?
Well, that's a very good question, and the numbers are determined by the State Department, and I suspect that there's been some push by the administration to try to get those numbers closer to a realistic time frame so that they can at least feel like they're doing something for people, because a 20-year wait for visas is an awfully long time.
In the past, though, Allison, we've experienced that, it jumps and then after a while it regresses. So what are the chances of that happening now?
There is a possibility, and essentially the priority dates move forward based on the number of people who are applying for visas. And so if individuals take advantage of this opportunity with the priority dates progressing forward, they might slow down because people are submitting their applications. So individuals with priority dates, they should move forward, file their applications, because there is a risk of retrogression.
Okay, what happens if, say for example, my priority date is current and I file, and then maybe 3 months later it retrogresses? What happens?
Well, in that case, your application would basically stay with the Immigration Service in what they call in abeyance, and then you're going to wait for the numbers to come back up. So it's really advantageous for you to get your application in during the month in which the priority date is current, because then at least you can continue to get work permits and remain in a kind of a status that's acceptable to the government until those numbers come back up.
All right, we are talking about family-based petitions. Our phone number is on the screen. You get free legal consultation, immigration law today on the show. If you call us, and Attorney Allison Aquino, Attorney Richard Lowe, they will answer your questions. My question about family-based petitions, what are some of the mistakes that people do when they file? Is there such a thing?
I think common amongst Filipinos is not putting the correct information.
Okay.
For example, on birth certificates, sometimes the marriage date of parents are incorrect. On birth certificates themselves, sometimes names are incorrect. And just information that is pertinent to the case. Just a lot of the times, the important dates, important names aren't put in correctly.
Oh. And what happens?
It will drag out the case. And unfortunately, especially if someone is waiting for their family back in the Philippines, these type of technical difficulties, will prevent you from being reunited from your family.
Is there a difference if the person being petitioned is already here on something else, like a work visa or a student visa, or if the person is waiting in the Philippines? Is there a particular difference? Well,
the only difference is in the department that you're going to be dealing with. If you're here, you're going to be dealing with the Department of Homeland Security, and you're going to be having an interview here. If you're out of the country, you're going to be dealing with the State Department. And it is important in the sense that for some things, it's easier to deal with the Department of Homeland Security than it is to deal with the Department of State, particularly if there are waivers involved. If you are here, you at least have the opportunity to appeal if there's a bad decision, whereas if you're out of the country, that appeal process is much more difficult.
Usually we're familiar with work visa, H-1B, we're familiar with student visa, but then there are other letters also, the J-1 and the is there an L as well? Is there an E? There are so many other kinds of visas. And let's talk about that just a little bit and define to them briefly. Maybe they find themselves eligible for different kinds of visa also. We'll talk about that when we return. Also, we're going to be taking your phone calls, so keep calling and don't go away.